Hi, I'm Randy Peterson with Wasatch Casino Parties. This is our training video for particularly blackjack today we're going to show you, but we're also going to go through how a casino party works kind of from beginning to end. So what's going to happen is the first time you're going to show up for work, you're going to come dressed in your uniform. Now I'm a little out of uniform. You will have a bow tie, a white shirt, black pants, dress pants, and some black comfortable shoes because you're going to be standing for a pretty good extended period of time. I will supply you with your bow tie and your name tag at your first party, and then you'll keep that throughout the season and forever beyond for that. Should you lose your bow tie or your name tag and I have to replace them, there's a $15 charge each for them. So I give you the first one free. After that, you pay for it. So as you go, you're going to check in first on the Time Clock app that will be downloaded to your phone. It's very simple to use. You just clock in on that. It then sends me a message that says you're at work at this time. And then you're also going to do the thing, clock out at the end of the night after you've completed the entire loadout of the trailer. Don't ever clock in until you come to work and you are at the craps table. That is the location where we all have our pre-event meeting. And so you're going to want to go to there, be dressed, and then clock in at that time. So what happens here is once we all meet together at the craps table before the party, you're scheduled 30 minutes before the party starts. You'll have a small meeting with the party manager. They'll go over the particulars and the details of this particular party. Even though about 80 to 90% of the stuff never changes, there are small details and certain things that you'll need to know about your particular client at this particular party so that you're in the flow with everyone else. It is very important that you be on time and be at this meeting, because if you are the one dealer that doesn't do everything correctly or changes the payout differently, it can muck up the whole party. So please be on time. Not only do you need to plan for your GPS time through your phone that tells you how long it takes to get to that address, but you also need to plan for the time frame that you're going to take from the time that you get to that location to park, to find the building, to get into the building, to possibly go up several elevator stories, to find the actual event room. I think Little America has 38 of them. Okay, then get to that actual spot. So you need to plan and allow for extra time to do all of that, because I guarantee it, from the moment you leave the car till the time you actually get to that craps table could easily be 10 to 20 minutes. So plan for that and be at the table. Once the meeting is done, all the dealers break and go to their respective tables. Now, if you're one of the earlier dealers and you show up early, a lot of the dealers will go ahead and stick their purse, their coat, whatever on that particular table. What they're doing is claiming that table. As you get better at this, you will see that there are certain tables that will fill quicker, and this allows you more opportunity to have players quicker, which allows you to have more opportunity to get tips quicker. So they have learned the positioning of which table you want when you come in is kind of important. If you don't, you get whatever's left when you get there. So once that's all done, you get to your table. Then what we're going to do is actually now look at the table and see that everything is on your table that you need. Now there are certain things that are oh so important, and if you do not have them at your table, you need to fix that right away before the casino starts. Every table will have the chip tray, obviously. The chip tray will generally be filled with at least half the chips in it. Don't panic. If your chip tray is not completely full, it's not supposed to be completely full. Okay? You'll also have a dealer shoe deck. This is what you're going to deal from. Now, some people are left-handed, some are right-handed. We are not particular on where you place this. When you get up to the table and after you've dealt a party or two, you'll get very familiar with what works best for you. I'm a left-hander and I like to pull the cards out toward me. So as I pull the cards, I pull them out of the shoe, flip them up and place them down on the spot where I want it to go. A lot of dealers, if you're right-handed, obviously this can be a little awkward for you. You can reverse the shoe, put the shoe with the cards in it there, and then your return shoe, where you're going to lay your discards, on the opposite side. And you can deal from this side. So right-handers often prefer this. You can also take the shoe, if you prefer, and point it out this way. Some people actually prefer to deal and pull the cards out and then just take them right to the spot. So you kind of have to experiment this and find out what works best for you. We're not super picky about where you place the shoe, but there is one thing in particular I do have to tell you about the shoe. The shoe has approximately 300 cards in it. If you take the shoe, this big plastic thing with all these cards in it, and stick it over the edge of this table, odds are pretty darn good. At some point in the night, you're going to knock that shoe off the table, and you're going to be the highlight of the whole party for about 30 seconds as everyone gets a good laugh about what you did. So the moral of this story is just keep the shoe on the table and you won't have any problems. So I'm going to stick it back where I like it on the left-hand side with my return shoe on the right. This is how I prefer to deal. Now the next thing you're going to do is count out your chips. So what happens at our party is everyone starts with $1,000 in what we call funny money. Now there's several ways they can get their $1,000 to start the party. There's two common ways that we use most often. The most frequent way at about 75% of our parties is what we call buy-in at the table. Now what that simply means is they don't have any money. They're going to walk up to the table. You're going to ask them, have you played in the casino yet tonight? They're going to say no. You're going to hand them $1,000 at that point. So you're in essence like the ATM, the cashier. You just pay them their $1,000 and then they're in the game. So that's what we call buy-in at the tables. Quite often we do this in big parties where clients are coming in multiple doors, sitting at tables, having dinner, or it's a reception where it's not feasible to hand them out a $1,000 chip for them to get into the casino. The alternate method we use is what we call buy-in chips. We have two colors of buy-in chips. They're both the same. Okay, so don't be confused. One's yellow, one's brown. They're still what we call buy-in chips. These chips have 1,000 written on them. We use these quite often in fundraiser events or quite often in corporate events where they have a check-in process. So the clients will come into the check-in desk, they will hand them their name tag and whatever else they need, and they will also give them one casino chip to get into the casino. Okay, so everyone that enters the party will then have a casino chip to play. Even if those people that don't want to play, they still get a casino chip. We tell them, give it to your friend, give it to your relative, give it to someone else, and they can use it to play with. So that's the two ways that we buy into the party. Now, as the party is getting ready to start, you're going to want to have your $1,000 stacks already counted out. This is why we buy everybody in for the same amount, because it makes it easy for you to count the chips and get them into the game. So it's very simple. In your chip tray, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors of chips. You have white chips that are worth $10. Red chips are worth $50. Blue chips are $100. Green chips are $250. Black chips are $1,000. Pink chips are $5,000. Orange chips are $10,000. Now I don't expect you to remember all that, and surely the clients can. I don't have them on this table right now, but we actually put them out at every table with the setup crew. When they set up your table, they will put out what we call a chip value card that has the colored chips and the denomination right on it. But as we start the players, just like in most row casino situations, we're going to start them out with all the smaller denomination chips. So they're going to start out with just 4 colored chips. And it's very simple. The white chips are 10, you're going to give them 5 of those. The red chips are 50, you're going to give them 5 of those. The blue chips are 100, you're going to give them 2 of those. The green chips are 250, you're going to give them 2 of those. So it's 5. Can you get the camera down on these chips here? 5 white, 5 red, 2 blue, 2 green. 5, 5, 2, 2. This is important that you learn this right now. I cannot tell you how critical it is that you, as the dealer, learn the chip values as soon as possible. So as you start into the casino, 5 white, 5 red, 2 blue, 2 green. Now what I do is I stack them all out like this and then put them like that. So then I have them all stacked up very nicely, ready to go for all the players. I stick them next to my return shoe, my dealer shoe, and just keep them right there. So what happens here is as the players come up and hand me the $1,000 buy-in chip, I take that buy-in chip and I now stick it in right behind my blacks in my dealer tray, and I hand them a stack of $1,000 chips. And I say the words, 1,000 out, give them to them. Well, of course, their first question is, well, what are they all worth? So thus, once again, you need to become familiar with the chip values. Whites are 10, reds are 50, blues are 100, greens are 250. It's right there on the little chip value card in front of you in case you forget. So there you go. Several more come, you buy them all in for their $1,000 chip stacks. But by doing it in this manner, you have everything all ready to go, and you can just buy them in just that quickly. Makes your game start quick and much more efficiently. Now, the other things that you need to have on your table or ready to go, the basic big thing is a sign. Okay, now you're going to learn as we go into this training a little further that we have very good blackjack payouts. And we have some payouts that you will never see in any other casino. So what we're going to do, is we put those on the sign. We don't explain them to everybody in the beginning. But what we do is have them on the sign, so you as the dealer, of course, will need to learn them so that you know when to pay out when they have a special hand. So I'm going to kind of show you one other really important thing that's absolutely necessary that you check before your party gets started. Because you will need this at the end, and you will hate it if you don't have it. There's a tote underneath this table. The tote is where everything from this table will go at the end of the night. It's where everything from this table came from at the beginning of the night. Every table has its own tote. So the tote travels with the table. Everything has to go back in at the end of this party, or tomorrow night they will be short something. So you will learn as you do your first party what goes in the tote, specifically how to stack it in there, and then how to put it away so that when we pull it out at the next party, it has everything we need. But the other very important thing you're going to need is raffle tickets. This is what they win and what you cash them out with. If you do not have these at the final end of your casino, you're going to be running around like crazy looking for some of these, because this is what everybody wants at the end of the party. So just check your tote very quickly before you get started to make sure you have some raffle tickets. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this roll, this is about the minimum amount you want. You're going to give out a fair amount of raffle tickets. We're going to explain that to you in a little while. But in the meantime, you need at least this size roll, because you're going to need that many tickets by the end of the party. Cut.